Hello there. I have just recently updated my Vag-com to finally wean myself off of the daytime running lights. For some reason, I really thought I had to have them running all the time. I don't know why. It just was something I couldn't just get past. I know that I had it recoded to be European, but I really didn't get the full use of my European switch by leaving the daytime running light feature on. Because if you leave the daytime running light feature on, you can't run with just your fogs alone. You know, and you can't just have the city lights on and stuff like that. And you're not getting the full use of that switch. And besides, your daytime running lights are on all the time. And what's funny is, you know how there's two sets of lights in the front on the GTI MkV, and probably most cars, but on mine in particular, you got the bi-xenon headlamps, which have that nice little like projector beam look, and they're self-adjusting. They can move up and down as you go up and down hills and things. And but the ones on the inner ones never came on. It's kind of loud right now. I'm getting my car washed. But what's cool is I'm going to show you what all the lights do now, because I've got the full use of the European switch. Right now it's off, as you can see. If I go like that, it comes on. And I also opted for the coming home feature, and I'll show you what that does. Looks like I'm in a hurricane. What I like about this is that nothing touches your car. There's nothing, it's just water. So when you're lazy and you don't want to do it by hand, which is the best, I just do this. It's just, nothing touches the car. I don't like this tri-foam stuff though, man. But anyways. But yeah, I've got the full use of the European switch, which I will show you in just a few minutes. And I also had him check the box that says coming home feature and leaving home help. And I'll show you what that does too. And he didn't actually know particularly what that did, but I remember reading about it when I first got the European switch, because he doesn't have the European switch in his GTI. But this guy is awesome. He's my new mechanic now. I don't know if you can hear me though. Alright, I call him Ivan the Great, but what's great about him is he only works on Volkswagens and Audis. That's it, and only German. And he also owns a BMW M series. I think it's an M5, or no, it's an M3. It's an M3. But his daily driver is a GTI MkV. And he knows all kinds of stuff. Like we were talking about the brakes, he says, no, you don't want that, you want this. And so what I'm going to do is, one day when my pads wear out, I'm going to upgrade to these street performance pads that he recommends, and also the stainless steel lines, because he said the rubber lines, they like flex when you use the brake. That's what gives them that soft, spongy feel. But when you get the stainless steel lines, you push that brake, man, your car just stops. So that's really the only upgrade you need. You don't need the fancy rotors with the unless you like the looks of them. All they do is make them look better. You know, the drilled and slotted rotors. But what you want is upgraded pads and the stainless steel line. That'll be what I'll do one day as well. But I'm so happy I found them, man. It's just a miracle. It really is. And I just feel like my GTI's happy. I'm happy. And all my needs are taken care of. If I need to get my car worked on, get the oil changed, I'm going to be coming out of my warranty period, as you can see. It's $49,574. And I'm going to have a guy that I can go to that's going to take care of my car. But I feel, you know, and I was misled, because people even said, oh, your car doesn't have the coming home feature. I even think Volkswagen told me that. They said it's got to come from the factory with that. Mine does, because it was made in Germany. You numbskull? The GTI is actually made in Germany. It's not made in Brazil or Mexico. It's actually made in Wolfsburg. The original plant was shot by Allied forces. Okay, it's drying me off now. Now what's cool is my lights don't come on automatically now when I start the engine. So I don't get that fancy startup thing. But if I want to do that, I can still have it do that. So all I got to do is put it in the coming home feature, which is the first position. That's your coming home setting right here. You could leave it in this setting right here, and the lights still turn off when you turn off your engine. But they stay on for a predetermined amount of time. Let me let this go through, and I'll explain that. It's not too hard. It's better to look at, and you can see what it does. Looks like I've been in this car wash for years. So I'm going to turn my headlights on right now, which will be in the on position. The first position on the European switch, which is the coming home feature. You can see my bi-xenons illuminated, and my dash lights are on now, just like it would be normally at night anyway. And I found out the difference between Scandinavian daytime running lights and the regular daytime running lights. It'll see, if you look in the Vag-com, the long coding process, he's got the program and everything. It's awesome. And I was reading it while he was on the phone. And it says Scandinavian daytime running lights. I found out what that means. What it is the Scandinavian one is kind of even more stupid than the American one. American one just lets your headlights run during the day all the time. So anytime your engine's on, your headlights run, which kind of wear out your bulbs quicker, I would think, you know, eventually, because you're using them 10 times more if you have them on all the time. Scandinavian daytime running lights, all the lights are on all the time. So that's even more stupid. Not only would your headlights be on, but your parking lights, you know, your city lights would be on, your side markers would be on, your tail lights would be on, everything would be on all the time. But then someone pointed out Scandinavia is like in a place that's pretty dark, like in the winter and stuff, so they need to have all the help taken care of. Okay, now this is the coming home feature. Now what we're going to do is, let me just show you real quick what they do. And this is now with the lights fully on, as you can see. You got the city lights, you got the bi-xenon, okay, no fog, side markers, all right, and of course you got the tail lights, which have the amber signals, turn signals, okay. Now, but if I want to do just the fog lights, I just go to this second position and watch what happens. Now my headlights are off, which is awesome. This is the true European way. See? And then you got your city lights, okay? And I can just run like that. You just have your city lights and your side markers, but I believe there'll be no tail lights, or is there? No, there is. This is definitely European then, because when I had it on before, it wasn't like that. So even with the fog lights on only, you get your tail lights on. That's awesome. All right, I'm glad I did this. So now, since it says fogs only, see the two little things? That means fogs only. You can pull them out, and you can run with your fogs only. We'll see what happens with that. So now you're going to have just the fogs. You still have the city lights. You still got the side markers. Now that kind of lights up my intercooler a little bit. That's awesome. I think I'm going to run home with these like that. Okay, so now, and you do have the back light. This is awesome, man. I finally have the European way. Why was I so long to do it? Wasn't even utilizing my switch. And of course, if I pull it out one more, you know, you pull it out, boink, and then that comes on the dash, which was already in there. That means my rear fog light is on. That's if you're in very dense fog and someone's coming down the road. That'll be more of a beacon to let people know that they're approaching you. It's safety. And then, of course, you have the fully on position, which basically is everything on. It just means everything on. And you can run the fogs on or off. You can run all the fogs on, all the fogs off. Right now the fogs are off. But, of course, you can run with them on. Okay? You just pull out again. And a little green light comes on, and then you would have your fog lights on with your headlights and your city lights and your side markers. And that's how I'm going to go home. But what I'd like to show you is the coming home feature. Because now, I had them check that box. Because one of the options was coming home active and leaving home active. Now, when you're coming home, if you want the coming home feature to work, you have to keep it in this position. for the coming home. For the leaving home, it always works automatically. And how you know you got it programmed right is you hit your menu here on your steering wheel, and you go down to lights and lights and vision. Press OK, and you'll see that will show up now, which it doesn't on the American spec. If you have the daytime running lights on and you don't check the boxes for the coming home and the leaving home, you won't have these two features at all. So that means you're not even utilizing your European switch. So now you hit coming home, you can go in there. It starts off with 10 seconds, which I think is a little bit too quick, so I added 10 seconds by going there. And you can see you can add more. I can make it 30 seconds, or I can minus it and make it back to 20. So I'll go back. Okay, that was the coming home. And if you're leaving home, you can have it as 20 seconds. I can add more if I want, make it 30, or I like 20, so I'm going to go back to 20. It's especially good if you're in a dark place, too. I'll show you what it does. So now we're going to go back out of here. Go back to the main thing. Okay. Now we're pretending like we're coming home. It's going to be weird because you're leaving all your lights on. So your dashboard lights will stay on, and the switch is going to stay in the first position, which is normally the on position. Well, watch what happens. You turn off your engine. It looks like everything's left on, doesn't it? But you just leave. You leave the car because you're coming home. And your headlights stay on. I have it set for 20 seconds. Now I'm just walking away. See, if it's a dark place, I'd be able to see to get to my door. You know, I could stand here and mess around. Wait, and then all of a sudden, for 20 seconds. There it goes. It went off. I was getting to worry. But that's true. But see, now it's unlocked. So I would lock it. Okay. If you lock it before the 20 seconds are up, the lights will turn off as well. But that enables you to come home and to have time to get to your front door if it's dark. Now here's leaving home. This will work all the time, no matter what switch is on. You could have it on the off position. You could have it on the on position. If you have it on the on, if you come out and you want to get in your car, your GTI, you just press the open button and see your lights come on now. So now it's the same principle. It's enable you to see to walk around your car, so it's a little more convenient. Just enough time to get in. I have it at 20 seconds. And of course, I'm going to let it go off just so you know that it does work. See how the lights are on up there? And after 20 seconds, it will actually, see, everything turns off again. And that's why that was in that position. So now I'm going to start the lights. And this should be the old kind of startup because I have the position. You can't see it in the dark, but I still have it in the on position, which is the, oh yeah, I can turn my flashlight on. Yeah, I have it in the on position still right here. So they'll actually start almost like they did in the old days when I had the American spec. See, the lights come on, everything comes on. I start it, and it does the little wink upon startup. So there you go. So that is my lesson on the how to use your European switch and not to be stupid like I was and leave the stupid daytime running lights on. I don't know what I was thinking. I've really not even got to enjoy the switch the way it was meant to be enjoyed. So that's the whole point of getting this fancy, European switch. It's got more functions. It's got more options for your driving pleasure. And you can get away from the stupid American spec, which basically is off and on. Not too exciting. And here's you got off, you got coming home, you got city lights and fog lights, and tail lights all at the same time, or everything on, fog lights, city lights, and reverse lights. And I'm going to go now. I think I've overwhelmed my stay. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you don't. I'm going to be making better videos. Bye-bye.